guys? I'm Roldan Romero. They know me as Roll. I'm the president of Florida chapter for Cadillac Kings.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Angel Warbit. I'm the treasurer of the Florida chapter.
We started the chapter 3 years ago, January of 2019.
So same thing. We've been together since the beginning. Started the chapter together. Pretty cool.
For me, it's always been my passion. I grew up around Cadillacs. My dad was involved with dealerships since I was born, and he had probably 10 or so Cadillacs. So that was actually our last family vehicle before everybody separated. So it's always been a part of me.
Cool, man. So for me, I did never started as a Cadillac man, loving Cadillacs. I first was more of a Chevy fan, and the reason why is I never really got inside a Cadillac until I got this black Coupe de Ville, and then once I sold my 64 Impala and got myself on a 66 Coupe de Ville, I never looked back. It's an amazing car, and I love Cadillacs from now on. Probably last year when we went to Slam Fest car show up in Tampa, and one of our members showed up, and it wouldn't even turn on coming out of the trailer. So of course, me and Roland, we're very handy with mechanics. So man, we jumped in there. We started working on pulling the belts, pulling the parts out, and honestly, I think half the chapter was all in there together. It was a great year. I think last year was probably one of our best car shows where we all got together and we all worked together, and we just had a great time at that car show.
Yeah, I agree. I also, to add to getting together to Angel's point, one of the biggest, I've been in a lot of car clubs and the mini trucking scene and all that since I was little, but one of the biggest differentiators with Cadillac Kings is that it's not a judgmental thing, it's not a competitive thing. We all have the common love for the classic Cadillac, not whose is better, whose is more expensive. And on top of that, Cadillacs are one of the few vehicles that in my opinion, that all walks of life uh, can relate to. Like I've been complimented by good old boys to ghetto people to guys in Lamborghinis, all the above, and everyone loves the classic Cadillac. Everyone has the common love, and all walks of life come together, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'm real proud. And even when I got sick with COVID, as a lot of people know, I had a 50% chance of making it. Everybody from Cadillac Kings messaged me at one point or another, and it showed that just really reassured me how happy and grateful and good of a car club Cadillac Kings is. That really set it off for me.
I think for me, it's a 59 Coupe de Ville, all pimped out on rims, dropped on airbags. I think the 59, or actually, I'll take that back. More of a 56. Because the 5960 is very reasonable, more of a 56 Cadillac. I love that body style.
My Cadillac would actually be the one I own. I started with 64, had 62, had a couple different caddies, but my favorite has always been the 60. I love the fins in the back, the contour of it, and that's it. My 60 Cadillac. It's a 4-door. Not a lot of people love 4-doors, but I like to be different. I like to do my thing. And my dream is a 60 Cadillac, laying the rockers on the ground with suicide doors and some kind of billet wheels. Kind of a little bit of a hybrid between the old mini trucker scene, the trucking scene with the C10s, and the Cadillac and the modern look all combined. So mine is my favorite, and when I'm done with it, it will be my dream car. Oh, I would never. I'm an old school guy, and one of the reasons I'm into the classics nostalgia of the old school engines and old school cars. So I'm not one of those guys. I would leave it as is. Never would use an electric.
So for me, again, I my line of work is IT. I love technology, and if I had the choice, I would say no. But I know the future is going to be different. I believe the future is going to be more hybrids, more electric cars. And I really feel down the road, you're not going to have an option. I think that the U.S. is going to mandate, coming down the road that all cars must be electric. Nothing new, but nothing coming up new fast. But I see the future as all cars will be in electric. So I'm either way. I mean, I love electric and I love gas. Doesn't matter for me.
When we shut down, we're real limited on what we can do and meeting up and things like that. But like I was saying, Cadillac King, especially my chapter, I can't speak for the other ones, is very, very, very family oriented, and they kept in touch with each other via text, messenger, social media. So it was like we never changed other than physically seeing each other. So it went really good. And then when I got sick, I kind of faded, stopped, associating with people. And Angel could probably take it from here. It's been approximately six, no, what, 5 weeks ago, probably about 5 weeks ago, is when I contracted it. Spent a week home, started feeling really ill, had 104 fever, started hallucinating, and finally went to the hospital after that.
Oh yeah. So from last year, from the beginning of March, of course, when everything shut down, there was no traveling. But towards the end of the year, our chapter, we still met up. We met up in October for Seinfest. A lot of the guys met up in November for Turkey Rock Run over in Daytona. So the nice thing about, you know, even with the COVID, I think it stopped us from going outside Florida. We still met up as a chapter if we could.
Right. Yeah.
So we did meet up in October, November. Even this year, we've had a couple weeks, in Miami, Jacksonville, and we still try to connect as much as we can. We know that the it's scary what's going out there right now, but we just try to play it safe. Last year we were wearing our mask, but it's still hanging out, having a good time, and just enjoying the whole club.
Yeah, he is right. I actually didn't consider that being closer, but we did. We did our thing. We did meet up a couple of times. It was right.
When my boy Roland got sick, I had no doubt that he was going to pull out of it. I knew that his will, his spirit was way way stronger than anybody else. So I know a lot of stuff kind of came towards me, but I gotta say, for the most part, everybody already sees us as the two main guys of the chapter. I know Roland. When we started the chapter 3 years ago, we all were in the same level. We had to pick who's president. Of course, Roland was the one who reached out to Cadillac Kings. So by obvious was you're the president. And everybody kind of sees us as already as both of us as a president. So everything already kind of goes by us. We do everything together. So there was no pressure because I knew what everything Roland was working on. So when he told me, hey, can you call this? Can you do this? It really was not one issue because, like I said, we try to do everything together.
Yeah, we have real good chemistry, work good together, and yeah, we do our thing. Glad you asked that. When I started the chapter, one of my biggest things that I make clear to everybody that joins is three big things: no drama, family oriented, and the common love for Cadillacs. Those are the biggest three things. When we need people to be part of our chapter, we do basically an interview process where we invite them to meet with us, talk on the phone, or get somebody that's close to them to connect with them and find out if they're genuine and good people. So from the beginning, from when Angel and I started it, we made sure that that was the kind of person that entered our chapter. And as it grew from there, we added more and more. And to be truthful with you, we had one guy that was real political and negative attitudes, and you know how they have Karens. Well, he was the male version of one of them. He's since left the club, and so far everybody's been really really good. And like I said before, we're family oriented, so it's not just us. Like I give credit to Timmy Palmer, north of us. He's the man, gets a lot of people, great attitude. We have Albert down south of us that runs the show down there. All over, we all pick up in different areas, and we have all our strengths. And on the West Coast, we got Bill, we got Matt, we got so many people that have really stepped in whenever we weren't around or weren't available, and put stuff together. So it's a family thing. It's not just us. That's pretty much how it's been. It's not really any of the politics or anything like that with us. I mean, it seems like a very close knit really good chapter. I mean, club in general. I mean, Wes and everybody, the original guys have always been involved, and they were always there. They still are. If we need anything, we just reach out to them. They answer instantly, get me answers. Great attitude. The Vegas
Communication.
guys, communication. So no, as a whole, there's nothing I can say except for positive things with this chapter. I mean, with this club. I'm sorry.
Big fat hell no. There has been nothing but positive from everything with Cadillac Kings. When we pull up and we have our logos, people know Cadillac Kings. We've had Vanilla Ice who wants to join the club. We've had who's the other one? Kim
Uh,
Kardashian,
Not Kim.
or one of
One of the
the
sisters.
Kardashians
Yeah.
reached out to Golden and say, hey, she loves Cadillacs. And like Golden said, the joy that we get from seeing the kids, the big old smile on their face. The older folks were like, oh my God, when back in my days, the story that everybody has, the club, the logo, it's amazing.
Yeah.
We since we started this chapter, I cannot say that we've never had one stressful moment being part of this club of the Cadillac Geeks, not once.
Yeah. And to take it one step further, the people that we've met along the way, the opportunities it's given us, the friends that we've made, the cars that we've seen, the connections, everything and anything, even the leadership from West and the Vegas guys and everyone else from Cali and New York, everywhere, it has been crazy, crazy, amazing, and it's been a blessing. So to answer the question, I will never leave Cadillac teams. If anything, I want to grow even further with them and see what we can make out of it.
So my role as a treasurer, when we started the chapter 3 years ago, we had to pick who was going to be the president, who's going to be the vice president, and who's going to handle the financials of the club, of the chapter. And I've been in finance and IT for my whole career, so I'm good with money. I'm good with dollars. I'm good with numbers. So my role is really just to make sure that we keep, whatever income we get from getting new members, paying for the hats, paying for the shirts, making sure that we have a budget, that we have money to sit there. If we are going to do any shows in the future, we have those finance. And on top of that, like I said, even though I'm a treasurer, I feel like I'm almost like a second president of the club. I know we have a vice president, but since the beginning, we've always been known as we started the club together, and we reached out to the people in Florida. Hey, what's up, man? We've seen you. What's up? Can you want to hang? Let's get together. And so I do more of the finance, and Roland's more of he really reaches out. He's more like on email. He'll see somebody go by on I-95, and he's after him. Like, relax, man. He'll follow them to their house, pull them out, dude. Get all the information, and it's great. That's how the club has grown. But but yeah, so like I do a lot of the try to help out with the finance, but also be part of any other help that anybody needs in the club.
A lot of Cadillac guys, there's a lot of cars, a lot of interest and all that, but we're kind of, in a way, kind of picky on who we want to be part of the club because, like I said, I want those three really golden rules to be a part of who they are. So with that being said, there's a lot of guys in the chapter, but not a lot of people because of time or because of family or because of who they are as people aren't really that don't have that leadership role. So what we're doing is growing organically through the guys until we feel that we find guys that are good to be like eventually presidents, and then we end up splitting. But what we do now is we really have three main shows that are local to all the main areas of where all the guys are, and we attend those three shows religiously every year. And then the ones that can't make it because of distance, they do their own thing, but we support each other through social media or messenger. And Angel and I are making it a point, as well as Timmy, to visit all the guys and make sure that we all have that connection and support each other. But that's basically how it's been. And once we establish, which we're working on and actively, to have three main solid good guys that can represent different areas of Florida, we're in discussion about splitting in the future. Timmy being one of them, and possibly Albert down south, and then like a middle. But that's kind of in the works. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the same feedback I've been getting from everybody. Nobody really cares about that leadership role or anything like that. Just as long as we have the love and the connection, it's been working out pretty good. But I have discussed maybe doing a split just because of the distance, but it seems like nobody has that interest yet.
And like you said, like what I think is really cool is that like Timmy he lives up in Jacksonville, and because we're the Florida chapter, we become really good friends with Timmy's really good friend with Albert, who's in the Miami, which they're about 7 hours away from each other. And then you have Tampa, and same thing. We've met some great guys in Tampa, and I gotta say that they've done a really good job in staying connected. We all stay connected within each other. A lot of the times, even sometimes there'll be a local car show in Tampa, and you'll have guys from Jacksonville and Miami meet up over in Tampa, or there could be a local car show in Miami, and you'll have guys from Jacksonville and Tampa drive all the way down to Miami just to hang out.
We make it work, man. Somehow, some way, they make the trip. They load up their line for distance. They go to the three shows, and not be actually even more
More.
mandated. Not really mandated. It just kind of became a ceremony or a religious thing. But the three are the main ones, and then any other shows they can make it. So they do. They go down to uh, the Jacksonville guys go all the way down to the T's and make it work, man. So we have a good thing going. I like your hair, by the way. An angel too. Look.
But what are you talking about? We do. Nice.
Take your hat off.
So everybody thinks we're twins, like everybody.
Oh my
And
God.
The thing is, I'm a twin, and he's a twin. I have a twin brother. He's got a twin sister, and I was born December 17. He was born January 17. So
Crazy, right?
yeah, I mean, you wouldn't believe how many times we walk up and they're like, "Oh my God, you guys are twins," and we just go with it right now. Like, yeah, we're twins.
He's 3 years older than me, but he looks younger than me.
We'll go out, we'll go places, and they'll come to me, "Hey, Roldan," I'm like, yeah, what's up? And they'll talk to me like I'm Roldan.
Question. I'm not one of those that cares where you're from, what you look like, what your history is, what your past is. I'm big about how you treat us as people with the respect, the common love, and the family. And that's it. We've got Spanish, white, and black. We've got two females in the club. So we have a huge variety of mixture in the club. And I've never ever seen anything. As a matter of fact, I'm not prejudiced, but just yesterday to Angel's Point, I was following a 65 gold four-door Cadillac. Yeah, that was yesterday. A gold four-door Cadillac and had this big old black dude in it that looked like he would hurt you. I did a U-turn, chased him down at a red light. I literally ran up to his door at the red light, gave him my Cadillac paint card. We exchanged numbers, and he seemed like a real cool, down-to-earth guy, even though he looked intimidating. And we're gonna do a meet and see if we're good for each other. Because when I interview people, or we interview people, we make sure that we're a good fit for them and they're a good fit for us. It goes both ways. But to answer your question, no, there's no bias on anything. So we've got a good variety.
And then, I think as overall as a club, I think we do a great job. I don't think the club overall. I feel like seeing pictures, seeing posts, they really it's an open club. It's an open invitation. You have this love for Cadillac. Join the club if you can. Enjoy the culture. Enjoy the people. It's just great. So for me, I would say that we are, as a club, we are moving up with time. I don't feel the Cadillac Kings is the club that we're just for looking for males, people who work on their cars. I think the club is doing a great job keeping up with the time, with the current culture, and it has an open door for man and woman to be part of the club and enjoy everything. So I think overall, Cadillac Kings is doing a great job in keeping up with the time.
Yeah, I agree with Angel. I also think that keeping up with the time and advancing, just a couple quick things that I've noticed is one is that they lost some guys to like the tech committees. They brought in new guys that advanced it, send us really elaborate, awesome emails. They've adapted that new thing to vote where everyone just touches a button, clicks a button, and does the voting. They've brought you in to do this documentary. So the club is huge. It's really advancing every year. We all vote as a team and as a club, worldwide club, and agree or disagree. And it's super organized, super great attitude. So yeah, it's definitely advancing, and it's going along with the times. Everybody in the world should know who we are. The other one is that size-wise, as long as we have good leadership like we've had, starting with Wes all the way down, and Corey. Actually, I've met Corey personally in Cali, awesome guy. Um,
as long as we have those guidelines and we keep up with the way they're managing it through email and members only, I don't see why we would ever have a cap. It's actually a very proud and rewarding feeling to know that I'm part of Cadillac Kings and I see them through social media in different countries. It's really really rewarding and it's a proud feeling.
I agree. I agree. I don't think I feel like there should be no cap. Now, maintaining something that keeps getting more to 40, 41, 45, 80 chapters, I can see where, from the main chapter heads in California, it could get a little stressful, making sure that everybody's lined up. But like Roland said, I feel like if you have the right leaders at each chapter, then there's no problem. So it really comes down to making sure that, the prospects are going to go by the guidelines, follow the rules, and as long as everybody's in line, it really shouldn't be a problem. It should be pretty simple.
That was actually another cool change talking about advancing Cadillac Kings that they used to go from 2 chapters a year to now unlimited a year. So that was another change that they changed in in the bylaws. So shows how much we're advancing. I feel that like they say that it's kind of like that cliche where if you um, do what like if you do what you love for a living, it's not work. This is kind of the same scenario. Cadillac Kings isn't hard work, isn't something I feel obligated, isn't anything. It's literally part of my blood. It's my cars are my passion, family's my passion, love, the love in general, the positivity. So it all relates. It's all relates to each other, and that creates the passion that I have for Cadillac Kings and just cars in general, caddies in general. So it brings me back to my childhood, and it's a passion. It's really what I would do, even if I didn't do anything else for a living and could only relate to one thing in life. It would be part of Cadillac Kings and just enjoy life. So it makes me happy, other than family.
So for me, it's a love. I love my Cadillac. I treat that as my baby. I love this club. I think that the chapter, we all love each other. It's we're more than just friends. I think we're more like family. So most of our brothers and sisters in this club, we treat each other as like more just as good as we treat our brothers and sisters. So it's a love that we have for the chapter, for the club, and for each other.
Plans for the chapter is like I said before, organically grow, not just find a caddy guy and throw him in. Really know that he's the right fit for us and we're the right fit for them. Grow, and eventually, I talk to a lot of people that I know through the past and stuff, like event coordinators and things like that. One of my goals is to eventually do a huge car show for Cadillac Kings, and I'm big into like I love kids, donations, things like that. So I want to do like a big car show with a charity that gives back to the unfortunate kids with cancer, stuff like that. So that's one of my passions, and that's what I want to do with Cadillac Kings. Not for my own recognition at all. I don't care about that. It's just really about helping because I'm one of those people that would rather help than pay for it. So Cadillac Kings is a good platform to do that, to meet more people and create more family.
So yeah, so mine, what I see for Florida chapter, I would love to see maybe for us to split, have maybe their own chapter in Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville has a lot of guys, with Timmy and Teen and Tony. There's a lot of members, Steve. Um, I mean, like Jacksonville, be just by themselves, there's like a good 15 guys. Albert and Miami, I would love to see Miami one day come up with their own chapter and play in Miami. Um, and what's cooler than saying the Miami chapter, the Cadillac King Miami chapter. That's really everybody knows Miami. It's a great city. Um, always something going on. It's a fun, crazy city. So I would love to see Florida, grow maybe to more chapters within the state. Because, like you mentioned, this is a big state. We're 8 hours, from some points in the state to another point could be 8 9 hours apart, and that's a big gap.
Yeah, we tried, but because of everyone's schedule, it didn't work good. But what we have done is there was one kid that had cancer and he had his leg amputated, and we got what we could for Cadillac Kings that were available, and we showed pretty heavily at the show and supported the charity there. So a lot of people were like, "Oh, Cadillac Kings," things like that, and they helped donate for that. And there's another show that's supposed to be coming up in Ocala. I'm talking to this guy Eddie, and we're supposed to be going there, and it's going to be part of a charity as well for kids. For me, I'm all for it. I would love to really push that and be a part of it and show how good of a club we really are. And what better way than a charity? The unfortunate part is that there's so many different personalities and so many different opinions. It's kind of like that whole politics thing where some guys will go, nobody helps us, so why would we help anyone else? A lot of people are self motivated, and it's unfortunate. So it would be really hard to mandate that. But if it was my decision, I would be all for it. I love to pay it forward, show who good people we are, and that's who I am as a person. So I'm with it 100%.
Right, because like even for the one time at Vegas, we were looking into maybe renting a trailer, putting at least 3 or 4 Cadillacs on it, driving it over. But I think if we alternate where one time could be in the East Coast, one time could be in the West Coast. Transporting our cars, from even from Florida to New York, it's not that bad. It's a lot more going from Florida to Cali or from Florida to Nevada. And the same thing for Nevada. It's a lot easier for the chapters in Cali, Nevada, to meet up, to drive your car down versus it's a long way, from one country, one side of the state, the country, to the other side of the country. And that's it. I honestly.
Good.
Perfect. All right, man.
So thank you, Anthony.
All right.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Take it
Take
easy.
care, man.